midterm elections, the red tsunami that wasn't.
The red tsunami that wasn't. That's true. That's true. You remember how we were supposed to be overthrown and taken down and drug out by the hair?
Well, and the thing that was really the big takeaway is most of Trump's candidates lost by a lot, which was kind of actually ironic because that was sort of the strategy Chuck Schumer had, who's he's the head of the Senate right now. He's the Democrat. They actually spent billions of dollars campaigning in the primaries for the Trump-backed candidates because they knew it would screw up the other Republican candidates and it would give them an advantage. So it was a pretty risky strategy, but it works in spades. So that happened. So as of yesterday evening, or early this morning, Democrats held the Senate. They have 50-49 right now. And then Georgia's going to run off with Raphael Warnock and Herschel Walker. I don't know why Herschel Walker's still in this, but he's just a weird guy. He's so weird. And he's creepy too. I mean, he ran on this whole thing about you need to be a better father. Kind of almost a semi-racist sort of backhanded thing against African Americans in Georgia. And he's a black guy. He's a football player and he's really famous. But what they found out through the whole campaign was, his son at the time was sort of stumping for him, and then that flipped, and now his son is completely against him. But it turned out he had like 3 or 4 other kids from different women that he didn't even know or talk to.
Oh, jeez.
So his whole premise of you need to be a good father, and yet the guy's got kids all over and he doesn't know any of them. And then he did the anti-abortion thing, and a woman came out and said, well, no, he kind of pressured me and paid for an abortion when he got me pregnant. And he said, well, I don't know who that is, right? She's lying. And it turns out she's the mother of one of his children.
So, oh my goodness gracious.
Well, so clearly everybody else was like, well, wait a minute. Why would he say he doesn't know her unless he's thinking of another woman? And yet another woman came out and said something too. So this is not the first time. Yeah. And he's running against Raphael Warnock, who's
so it's not even 1, it's 2.
At least that we know of.
You cannot make this stuff up.
Nope, but he was pretty close to Raphael Warnock, and because Raphael Warnock didn't cover the 50% spread in Georgia, they go to a runoff. So hopefully that works out. It'll be interesting to see. Right now, the House is actually still kind of up for grabs. It looks like the Republicans will probably take the House, but not by much. They might get a couple, 2 or 3 more seats extra. The problem is that I think there's 21 races still left when I checked it out this morning. And the Democrats need 15 seats out of that, and the Republicans would need 7 to take control of the House. However, in the 21 races that are left, most of them the Democrats are winning, except for about 9. But even those, a lot of those are really close. And because of the way the electoral system works, the Democratic votes are the ones that come in last. So you have like 8 or 9 of those races where they're within 1 percentage point. And they're closing and closing and closing for the Democrats. So there's a slight chance. It's not great, but there's a slight chance the Democrats might hold the House and the Senate, which would be really humiliating for the Republicans.
Especially when we were supposed to be just drug out by our hair,
Absolutely. I mean, especially when you talk about, Biden, and there's a problem with inflation, and he was desperately trying to get things done here in the last year. Gas prices, all this stuff. This should have been a slam dunk for them, but did not work out. And you know what caused it? The Zoomers, the Gen Z kids, came out and voted larger than they ever have.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Kids.
Good for them.
Yep. Kids under 30, under 35 came out and blew this away. So
honestly, they were probably like, all right, seriously, this has been messed up for as long as I can remember. We gotta do something, man.
But you got to remember, a lot of these kids were like in junior high and high school when the Great Recession happened.
Right? That's what I'm talking about. Like, so not literally for as long as they remember, but for really most of their lives, it's been sort of one huge mess after another.
Absolutely.
Different kinds of messes, but you would certainly start to develop the mindset that a lot of them had to do with, political people in charge not making good decisions. So certainly it would make you feel like that whole system was messed up.
Yeah.
Which,
So
interestingly, is something we're going to get into a little bit more today. Is how messed up some of these systems really are.
absolutely. So one of